Let's attempt to synthesize some of the main points from this unit on motivation. And here's where we want to try to tie together some important ideas for you to actually guide yourself through what Myers in any AP textbook on motivation is trying to get you to think about. So the first things first is, we start with this definition or description of what motivation is. And the idea here is that we have both needs and desires. So human motivation is very difficult to actually reduce to simply a biological drive and biological needs. What Myers is trying to get you to think about is the complexity of human motivation. So here we have a little description of that complexity, and basically the mixture of biological, psychological, and social cultural influences that all actually comprise human motivation at most levels, right? That's why the instinctual theory fell out of favor. We don't seem to have many instincts, and we don't seem to just simply be driven by instinct. And some of the examples that Myers uses, we'll get to achievement, by the way, later on. He doesn't talk about this, but hunger and sex, those are great examples that show kind of the mixing of nature and nurture, so to speak, in the motivation behind hunger and sex. Let's give one brief example. Hunger. Now, we know that when we are actually hungry, devoid of food, devoid of energy, that's an actual need, because a need is always a requirement for some essential component of life, food, water, things of that nature. So it creates tension, right? And that tension is the drive, which leads me to then seek out food. However, we live in a pretty affluent society. Most of us can choose or have some choice over the food we take. So right now we're primarily talking about drive reduction theory, right? I want to reduce this tension and get back to some type of homeostatic state, right? Some internal balance. However, I might go to the cafeteria, and there I can choose a chocolate bar or an apple to satisfy my hunger, right? And if I choose the chocolate bar because of its rewarding properties and because I like the sweetness and the taste, well, now we're dealing with the incentive theory of motivation. So we see how something like hunger, you have multiple theories and multiple motivations guiding and directing that. And the same thing will happen with sex and achievement as well. So again, please think about the overarching ideas, the complexity of human motivation, that it is basically a mix of biological, psychological, and social cultural influences that direct our behavior